Hey, yo, everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review. Today we're going to be doing my comic loads for the week. And I say loads because I did not do it last week. I just want to say up front, the reason why I didn't put up a video last week is because I've been incredibly sick, like T-virus sick, for the past week, coughing and stuffy, and it's not fun. I'm finally getting over it. My mother is a nurse. She gave me this medicine that knocked me right out, but it helped me feel a little bit better. But I just was not in the mood to do anything. I couldn't. Basically, my day was go to work, come home, fall asleep while watching Archer. By the way, I just had a marathon of watching the first three seasons of Archer. That show is awesome. If you have not seen Archer yet, it is amazingly funny. I love it. And I love how like plot goes from one episode to the next and it's small minor things, but it really is a fun show and I can't wait to watch season 4. I just have to wait for Netflix to actually pull them up. My buddy is letting me use his Netflix, so I'm getting a lot out of that. And I'm watching a lot of Arrow too, but so yeah, I just been so sick I haven't been able to post up a video or anything. And now I'm going to do one. So I'm going to do one doing last week's comics and this week's comics. Well, actually, no, technically last week's comics, 2 weeks ago, and then last week's comics. So I'm going to do those. The first set of comics this week, the largest set, I'm going to do kind of a speed round, just kind of give you a quick review of it. This week I'll probably go into slightly more detail. And there will be no battle royale for the week, but one of you guys did suggest a battle royale last week, and I will be doing it. There was a couple suggestions, so I'll get into that a little bit more later. I just haven't thought about who would win in the fight, so it's kind of tough because it's a tough fight too. In saying that, let's get into our comic load for the week. We're gonna start where we always start, with a little bit of Batman in our life, with Batman issue number 26. Like I said, this is 2 weeks ago, so we're just going to speed round this. Batman issue number 26, the second part to Dark City, a lot better than the first part. I'm starting to like this new Doctor Death a little bit more. On a whole, I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5 because it's just been that good. Now, please excuse me if I forget anything with these comics because it has been 2 weeks. Um, Nightwing is going to get a 3 out of 5. It's an okay issue. Didn't really care about the villain, although there is a nice surprise at the end. Nightwing's going to go through a big change in the DC universe. What is it? Is he going to die? Is he going to change? Is he going to change his hair blonde, like in that preview? Who knows? Batgirl, issue number 26. This is a 5 out of 5 also. This was a really fun issue. I really liked this Batgirl Wanted story. It was so torn and tragic and emotional, but it really worked out well. Definitely the best comic cover this week. And I think at the end of it, Batgirl has come out of it as a more vicious Batgirl, but in a good way. You know, she's had grown up. Arkham Horrors, issue number 3. This gets a 3 out of 5. What I remember, again, dragging it back. Bane wants to take out all the Arkham inmates, but he's not having good luck with it. Eventually, he dons the cowl of the bat. I like this in concept, in delivery, not quite as much. Batman Little Gotham, issue number 9. This series coming to an end. Super sad face. Basically, it's Batman and Robin go to Comic Con. That's all you need to know. It gets a 4 out of 5. Batman Black and White issue number 4. This gets also a 4 out of 5. I'm not going to go over each and every single story, but I think my favorite story was the Kenneth Rocafort story. Not only was the art gorgeous, but it almost looks like it's a New 52 story because it's Batman drawn New 52. But in any case, it was a nice, classic, culty kind of Batman story. So 4 out of 5. Captain America issue number, God, what is that? 14? We're already at 14. It's Captain America versus crazy psycho, whatever his name is. I forget. I really don't care about this guy. But on a whole, the story has been fun. I just feel as though it's been wrapped up in a nice package a little bit too quickly and too easily. But on a whole, it was handled very well. And I did like that Nick Fury actually had the coat at the end. That makes him a little bit more like the movie Nick Fury. This gets, what was I going to give it? 3.5 out of 5. Green Lantern Corps. God bless the fact that they didn't kill Jon Stewart because this comic is good. This is more or less Jon Stewart kind of bringing Oa back kind of on Mogo. Him and Mogo are working together to kind of make Oa a little bit more of their home. This also deals with a little bit of the new recruit Green Lanterns who have been growing on me, and I really do like. This gets a 4.5 out of 5. Constantine, issue number 9, continuing Forever Evil Blight. All you have to know is this comic starts to get better and better, or at least the storyline, Forever Evil Blight. At first, I didn't really care about it this much, but there was some pretty good fight scenes in this, and pretty enjoyable. This gets a 4 out of 5. Wolverine, Killable, Part 5 or 6. Although I still don't know why they're in a shopping mall, the fight scenes in this is pretty good. The ending is really cool because Sabretooth comes in. Oops, spoiler alert, it was 2 weeks ago. This gets a 4 out of 5, which is the highest rating I gave Wolverine in a while, I think. Suicide Squad, issue number 26. So Harley Quinn comes back and reveals how she's been a bad little girl. And King Shark meets his father, whose name I forget. It's like Orca or something like that. Who gives a shit? And we learned a little bit more about King Shark's backstory. This is 3.5 out of 5. As much as I like King Shark, I kind of wanted to see the rest of the Suicide Squad in here. Superboy, issue number 26. If you don't know by now, Superboy's dead. And the Superboy we have here is actually the evil Superboy from the alternate future that was the prototype for the son of anyways, silly storyline. Marv opens on this, and I don't know how to feel about this because I really would like to see him write regular Superboy, who's dead. But this was actually a pretty fun issue, and I'm interested to see where this evil Superboy goes. Doc Savage, the man made of bronze, issue number 1, Dynamite. I was really looking forward to this comic because Doc Savage is a very pulpy kind of hero, and I do like pulp heroes a lot. I knew nothing about Doc Savage going into this other than he's super smart and super strong. Well, not super strong, but the peak of human conditioning. Fun starter story. You can jump into it if you know nothing about the character. This will get a 4 out of 5. Katana issue number no one gives a shit because the series got canceled. This is the final issue, issue number 10, and it ended horribly. I didn't even like when I was reading this. I'm like, wow, Katana's really coming to the end, and then they leave it off on like a weird kind of cliffhanger. Like there's no resolve with this comic. I guess that's the thing. No resolve. This gets a 1 out of 5. It was bad. The series is bad. Maybe 1 out of 5 is a little drastic for this. I will give it a 2 out of 5 because the Untouchable, whatever her name is, she was pretty fun in this. But besides that, everything about this comic just fell apart. God, you should have gave Katana to me. I would have done some pretty good shit with it. Moving on, Huntress Power Girl, the world's finest. Um, so basically, they're still hunting down Tattoo Lady. Eventually, they come across Tattoo Lady and they get into a small little fight with her. Kara's trying to get her powers in check, but of course, it's not working out for her. And this all leads into what will be the most badass crossover of the New 52, which will be Huntress and Power Girl with Batman and Superman. 3 out of 5. Wonder Woman and Superman issue number 3. This issue was awesome. It had more of General Zod in it. I feel as though General Zod's story in the New 52 will be played out here. The Justice League of America actually show up in here. And I think this is the best example of what Superman and Batman's relationship should be in the New 52 because Batman gives Superman relationship advice, but he gives really good advice and it's handled very well. This gets a 5 out of 5. Okay, time for the big 3. Justice League 3000, issue number 1. I was going to pick up this comic just to see how it was. I had no high hopes for it, but you know what I have to say? It was actually pretty fun. This is the Justice League, but it's not the Justice League. Spoiler alert, if you haven't read it yet, they're clones of the Justice League in the year 3000. It's far enough away from the current New 52 that it doesn't affect it at all. It's not like you know what happened to the Justice League and their respective members in the past, or how they died, or how they lived after being superheroes. But this is pretty fun. I really like how the Justice League is in such conflict with each other, and the art is really good. And you know what? I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5. I really did enjoy it. I'm actually going to pick up issue 2 and go from there. See where it goes. Which brings me into another thing. Do you know Batman Beyond is going to be part of the main DC universe? I don't know how I feel about that because, as I said, the one thing about Batman Beyond I didn't like is it shows what happens to Bruce after he becomes Batman, and it kind of takes away a lot from the the stories that are being told for Batman because they're like, oh, he's just going to become old, or oh, this love interest isn't going to last because he's going to be alone, stuff like that. But they're also tailor making it to the New 52, and I heard a lot of rumors that it's going to be set 5 years in the future. So who knows how it's going to work out? So we're going to see how that works. It's called The Future Is Now. Just type in The Future Is Now, New 52, something like that. A Justice League of America, issue number 10, with the best cover of Stargirl taking an epic light shit. And I mean light as in the visual spectrum, not as in the density or the weight. Uh, yeah, basically, it's Power Girl with, not Power Girl, Stargirl with several Martian Manhunter's powers fighting off the crime syndicate or the secret society. And basically, everyone gets their ass handed to them by Stargirl with her new powers, although she gets her ass handed to them. But once Deathstroke comes close, it's kind of funny because I love Deathstroke. He's my favorite villain. Once he starts getting close, Martian Manhunter is like, "You better leave. Deathstroke's gonna kick your ass. Just leave." So that was pretty fun. I'm interested to see where Justice League of America is going, and this was a fun issue. 4 out of 5. And Justice League issue number 25. This is continuing the theme of telling the origins of each crime syndicate member in this issue with Owlman. And I think it does a very good job at basically giving us an origin for Owlman. In addition to that, it does a very good job at continuing the story that is Forever Evil. So I think this is the background story for Forever Evil, the crime syndicate Forever Evil story. And what I mean that is the think of Forever Evil's right here and Justice League of right here. They're taking the same path, they're just telling different perspectives of the story. In addition to that, interesting thing, Plastic Man turns into Plastic Man here, but I believe in Justice League International #1, he already made an appearance as Plastic Man. Cock the eyebrow a little. On a whole, though, this was still fun. I will give this a 5 out of 5. So that's the comics for last week, or last week, 2 weeks ago. And now time to do this previous week. And I will put a little more love and affection to them. The only comic I didn't get to finish this week was Batman 66. I'll probably read it sometime later. Ready? Batman and Two-Face, issue number 26. I am just loving where this story is going. I love the intrigue, the backstory, the crime family. I like how Bruce is tangled up into it in an odd way. Um, really was fun and enjoyable. And Two-Face is used very sparingly in this, but is used to an excellent degree. This gets a 5 out of 5. Really enjoying it. I think the next Batman and title is going to be Batman and Aquaman. That's what the solicits say. So that should be interesting. Moving on to Red Hood and the Outlaws. So, Jason Todd. Yeah, time to get those memories back. Apparently, there was a big plan behind Jason Todd actually losing his memories. While this is going on, Ra's al Ghul came back as a motherfucking sorcerer. Yes, a motherfucking sorcerer who plays Cards Against Humanity. Yeah, apparently the Lazarus Pit gave him that level 20 D&D 3.5 caster abilities where he can do delay, blast, fireball, and time stop and throw a year's worth of fireballs at people. I'm going a little too D&D right now. Yeah, Ra's al Ghul's back. He's pretty pissed, and it's an all-out battle between the Outlaws and Ra's al Ghul. Which League of Assassin members are going to fall where? You're going to have to read and see. This will get a 4 out of 5. I like the fact Jason has his memories back, and he's turning in badass. Turning into being such a badass because of it. Birds of Prey issue number 26. Big, big, big epic throwdown between the Birds of Prey members and Basilisk and Regulus. Which this is kind of the conclusion to the story arc. I can't tell you how much I enjoy this team and how much I enjoy this comic. It really is kind of what's the term? The dark horse of the DCU. It kind of no one really gives it much credit, but Christy Marks has done a great job, and this is a good cover too. And it leaves off on kind of cliffhanger, so I'm interested to see where it goes from here. This gets a 4 out of 5. Also, you want to talk about 5 out of 5s? Let's talk about Harley Quinn issue #1. This issue does everything right. From establishing Harley's own little slice in the DCU, to her having her own secret identity, which is just her previous identity, to her going roller derbying. It doesn't break the fourth wall like issue #0 did. And the best thing is they got the artist from issue #0 in it, which is right here. I forget his name. Chad Harden. He does really good art for Harley Quinn, and I think he was the best choice for Harley Quinn. Uh, he really does get emotions down pretty well. And in addition to that, the costume is a lot more respectable than her Suicide Squad costume. I really like every bit that this comic is going direction wise, and I like how Harley Quinn is on her own, doing her own thing. This gets a 5 out of 5 right away. This was a great comic. And if you're a Harley Quinn fan, you're just gonna eat it up. Thor: God of Thunder, issue number what? I'm gonna take a guess. 15, 16, close. So he's still fighting Dark Elf Malekith. I want to say is his name. While getting a frost loogie spat in his face. We also find out that there's a traitor in the League of Realms. Who is that traitor? Oh, you might be shocked to find out. Good, bad, whether or not you should get it. Good, the writing is spot on. The tension is great. I like the overall pacing of this comic, but I feel as though I just don't give two lickings about this story. This will get a 3.5 out of 5. It just doesn't do anything to wow me. Rogues Rebellion, issue #3 of 6. Yeah, 3 of 6. The Rogues go to Gotham, and while in Gotham, they deal with those crazies over there. Uh, and that's basically the thing. Rogues of Gotham versus Rogues of Flash. And it is just really fun to see these characters interact. 4 out of 5. Like I said, I really feel as though the Rogues are just a fun team. They're unique. They don't want to conquer the world or take over anything. They're all in it for the score. They're all in it for just the fun of it. It's like Ocean's 11, only with supervillains. Moving on, Green Lantern New Guardian issue #26. This I will give a 3 out of 5. I like the story and I like the concept of all the possible good futures being used while all the possible bad futures for this planet are not being used, and then the bad futures attack the good futures. Really kind of cool concept. I just don't think it was executed too well, but I do like the fact this is only a 2 issue story arc, so it worked out best. So I'll give this 3 out of 5. Next is Red Sonja, issue #6. I'm really blasting through these reviews, am I? Awesome. 5 out of 5. Final epic battle between Red Sonja and Dark Anisis. I believe that's how you say her name. Really just a cool, fun throwdown battle. And in addition to that, we see the main villain of this fight is and how it plays out. And Red Sonja has just become so fantastic. It's such a step above and beyond what her last series left off on. Pandora, Trinity of Sin, issue #6. This issue was really good. I really do like the Pandora character, and I also like this For Vivo Blight story. This will get a 5 out of 5. Pick it up. Which goes to Animal Man, which will also get a well, I won't give it a 5 out of 5. I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5. The only problem with this is why are we doing this story? It's not necessary. It doesn't really. I don't feel as though it flows with the current story with Brother Blood. But it does pick up where at the end it does pick up where that story left off. Animal Man's getting canceled. I'm pretty sad about that. It's been one of my favorite comics from the New 52. Although the good thing is despite the fact that it's getting canceled, Animal Man is not going away. He's doing the Justice League of America or Canada or whatever it's going to be called at the time, or at least that's what I'm told. So yeah, 4.5 out of 5. Supergirl issue #26. Supergirl fights Lobo, but at the same time she returns home. I'll give this a 4 out of 5. Some people are liking this, some people aren't liking this. I think everything falls into place, but I think everything falls into place too neatly, and that's the only problem with it. Um, I do like Lobo, the new Lobo, and I do like how this ends off, and I like how Supergirl goes to all, the people that she has connections with on Earth. Um, like I said, it could have been a little bit better, but it's not bad. I kind of enjoy it. TMNT issue number 27, 28, 29. Pick it up. This is a sad, depressingly awesome, touching, emotional issue. And I loved it. Pick it up. It's a fallout after City Fall. Vibe, issue number 10, the last issue. Unlike Katana, this issue ends off very well, and out of the two comics, it was the better of the two. Again, this isn't goodbye for Vibe. Vibe is going to be jumping on to, is still in the Justice League of America, but I think it ended off with Vibe very well, and he's no longer this impressionable kid that can be pushed around by Argus. He is, hey, these are my terms. I'll stick on your team, but these are my terms. So I did like that. And Wonder Woman issue number 26. 5 out of 5 also. Wonder Woman's comic is just overall consistently better and better each time I read it. There's very few times there's hiccups. Orion, Wonder Woman, and Hermes all team up together to get their brother back. And it leaves off on a bit of a cliffhanger, although all Brian Azzarello's Wonder Woman says. Really fun, really enjoyable. And 3 best comics this week go to TMNT, uh, TMNT, which is probably number 2 on my list. Red Sonja, which is number 3. But my number 1 comic this week, the comic that I enjoyed the most, goes to Harley Quinn. Like I said, this comic was just awesome. And I think it's the right kind of comic for what Harley Quinn needs to be. So yeah, here we go. So I'm going to pause the video for 1 second, and then I'll bring it back. I'm just going to break so I can get everything in order, and then we'll go from there, okay? Okay, let's move on. News, updates, stuff like that. We have a lot. Like I said, some DC comics are getting canceled. Animal Man was one of them. Batman Little Gotham was another one. And also Batman The Dark Knight, which is sad because Batman The Dark Knight is finally hitting his stride. But at the same time, it's getting replaced with Batman Eternal for a year. So kind of all balances out. I'm not too hurt by these cancels, except for Animal Man. I think that's the one that hurts me the most. Um, excuse me. And saying that, video game wise, Hyrule Warriors have been announced at the last Nintendo Direct. If you don't watch Nintendo Direct, I pity you because it's really actually a great way for Nintendo to announce stuff and be very fan friendly. And Hyrule Warriors is going to be the next Zelda game made by the people that make Dynasty Warriors, I believe. And it looks to be pretty fun. I'm holding all opinions until it actually comes out. I feel as though people are getting overblown a bit because Dynasty Warrior games can be kind of monotonous and long and tedious because you go through like 9 million enemies and that's it. But you know what? It's Nintendo. They're not going to give their franchise something and then just let it kind of fall apart. They're going to be behind it. And, even the games that people typically don't like, for example, Metroid Other M, putting everything aside, Metroid Other M was not a bad game. I mean, the story was not good and the voice acting was atrocious, but it was not a bad game gameplay wise. And there's going to be no voice acting in this game because there's no voice acting in Zelda. If it is even canon to the Zelda timeline, because it may not even be. But here's the thing that's kind of confusing me the most. People get all up in arms about there needs to be change with Nintendo games, and then once Nintendo brings in a new distributor or a new third party to do a game and do something drastically different, it's blasphemy. Blasphemy. But you know what? I have high hopes for it. I think it'll be a good game. I think um, it won't be the on the top 10 of the Zelda games, but I think it'll do go well. But you don't know. It may surprise us. So that was also announced. A couple other things, video games were announced, like the new Yoshi game was given a little bit more shown. The new Kirby game was a little bit more shown. Chuni Robo or whatever it's called. I forget. I never played the game. And then Tropical Freeze for Donkey Kong. More stuff was shown. By the way, I got the Figma Samus figure in it. I want to show it off to you guys, but hold on, I'll explain because I'm gonna finally give a video of my room. It's almost done. I'll get into that in a little bit later. Also, I have just finished Assassin's Creed 4. I spent all day yesterday playing it while my wife was sick. She couldn't really do anything, and I said, you know what? I'll play it. It's surprisingly longer than I thought it was going to be. It falls dead center in my Assassin's Creed list. If I had my list, it would be the top two would be Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood. The bottom two would be 3 and 1, and the middle two would be Revelations and 4. I really liked Edward as a character, and I thought it was overall a well handled game. I enjoyed it. I really did. Uh, and the sea battles are fun too, but uh, I beat that. I'm gonna jump onto Mario Luigi Dream Team and complete that because I'm halfway done with that game. I'm just gonna plow through it. Hopefully, I can get that done within this week. After that, it's just a matter of taking out the other games. I have a couple games left. I'm gonna look at them now. What games do I have left to play? I have Sonic and the Secret Rings. I have to finally beat Sonic and the Black Knight. Red Steel 2. Uh, Lego Batman 2. Punch Out, Mad World, Castlevania, Judgment, mm, Batman Dark Knight for the GameCube, Metal Gear Solid, Twin Snakes for the GameCube, and then a couple of Xbox games, and a couple DS games too, but a 3DS. That's what I meant to say. So I do have still a lot on my plate, but Assassin's Creed 4 was a big one. I think the other big one for me is going to be uh, Mario and Luigi Dream Team because it's just a game I left hanging and I hate leaving games hanging. So I'm going to be playing and beating through that. I feel as though there's more stuff I should be talking about, but I really haven't, over these 2 weeks that I haven't done any videos, this stuff has been just thrown in my head, but you kind of forget about it after a while. Like I said, I will do a video about my room. It's finally getting in order. I got the video games section over here, which I'll show you more of. This whole wall over here has been dedicated to DC Comics with shelves and different things. So I'll be showing you that. I moved my comics over. The back is mostly Power Rangers, but there's still a lot to do. A lot to do. And once I get everything done, I'll give you guys an in-depth look of it. I'm gonna try to figure out how I'm going to do that because I use the webcam on my camera or on my computer, so I don't know how that's going to work with me holding the computer or if I actually have to get a separate webcam. And like I said, I've been watching a lot of Archer, and that show is funny as hell. But I've been watching a lot of Arrow, and that show is really good too. So Huntress was just introduced for me. I'm not like only on episode 7, but still, really cool show. What else to say? Hmm. I apologize again why I haven't been posting up any videos. Again, being sick kind of does that to you, but we might as well just jump into the questions and answers. Okay? For those of you that don't know, if you want to, you can always comment or question in one of my videos, and I will respond to it the next week. It can be about anything at all. So let's start things up. Evil Mastermind, if Killer Moth reappears in Detective Comics, would you revamp him? I would make him an assassin. Well, fortunately, Killmoth has already shown up in Green Arrow, 0 Year issue, which is issue number 25. How would I revamp him? I don't know. Killmoth was always kind of a joke character. I mean, would you really be afraid of an assassin called Killmoth? But I think they did a fair job handling such a dorky, crazy character. Michael Kent, hey Andrew, would you consider to ask us some questions in the next video? I think that would be a great way of getting to know each other. Now my question, could you name me 8 must-pick titles from DC and why? As always, keep up the awesome work. Nice greetings from Germany. Thank you very much. Yeah, that would actually be a cool idea. Me ask you guys some questions. I'll take that in consideration. Maybe I can do 10 questions and you guys can all answer it. That's actually a splendid idea. I'll get on top of that. As for 8 titles that I must pick from DC right now and why, I'm gonna give you quick reasons. Batman because his Batman is just that good of a title. and these are just popping in my head right now. Wonder Woman, because it's just done a fantastic job at revamping and retelling Wonder Woman. Justice League, because it is just a fun traditional superhero comic that is handled very well by Jeff Johns, and it's all your favorite superheroes working together. Although I would recommend starting at the beginning with all these that I'm giving suggestions to. Swamp Thing has been a very fun ride too, a good monster comic kind of thing. Um, let's see. I mean, Aquaman, Green Lantern, Flash, those are all give me's, but I'm going to try to diversify this a bit. Justice League Dark has been a really fun ride too, and a completely different take on how superheroes are handled in the comic book world. So what's that? That's five. Three more. um, Harley Quinn, issue number one. Harley Quinn was really good. So pick that up also. Um, trying to spread them out in Suicide Squad. If you love bad guys, that's a good place to go for bad guys. And it's continuously wall to the wall action. So that's definitely something to consider. And the last one, oh, Talon's also getting canceled. I forgot about that, but that's neither here nor there. Last one is Batwoman because it's a completely different kind of Batman comic, and it is uh, a character that is so fresh and so new that really hasn't been handled that has really not been handled at all in the past 20, 30, 40 years. She was a Golden Age character, got revamped in 2006, and now she's a full-fledged character. So that's a great comic. I mean, obviously like Aquaman, Flash, Green Lantern, those are all good comics, but those are eight off the top of my head that you should get. Diablo 0034. Hey Andrew, question. If Forever Evil Nightwing's identity was revealed, do you think they'll have him stop being Nightwing, or maybe something will happen to erase everyone's memory of him being Dick Grayson? I think he will change his identity for a while, and then something's going to come along where they're going to erase his memory. I think those are actually the two steps they're going to take, because he's not going to be a different identity for too long. Nightwing is his identity. Um, but at the same time, you got to figure out a way to erase everyone's memory or to mislead people of who this person is. Maybe they can hack or say that the crime syndicate was lying or they had a shapeshifter or whatever. I think they'll change his identity first. Oh, I thought all the YouTube was playing a trick on me. Mr. Shaminos, Silver Surfer versus Superman, who wins? I will take that into consideration for a battle royale. Black Mask Live. Do you think Black Lightning and Blue Devil, the appearance of Black Lightning and Blue Devil and Phantom Stranger 14 will lead to anything, perhaps their own title? No. If I'm going to be brutally honest, I don't think so. I like Black Lightning and Blue Devil, but I don't think they're strong enough characters to hold their own title, or at least I don't think DC wants to invest enough into them to have them hold their own title. Michael Kent, another thing. Last video seemed pretty annoyed for answering the question. Is this true? Answering what question? Uh, I think I was starting to get sick in the last video, so that might have been why I may have looked annoyed. I'm not annoyed. Pretty annoyed for answering the question. Please elaborate. I'm a little confused on what question I seem pretty annoyed at. I'm never annoyed by you guys asking questions, so it's fun to answer questions. Green Arrow Hunter. Hey Andrew, if you could do a modern retelling of the origin of the Flash, how would you do it in terms of story, the character, and the things that you would change, the things you would keep? Battle Royale Thor versus Doomsday. I can't do that Battle Royale because Doomsday has already been used. I'm not going to do characters twice, at least not for now. Uh, I wouldn't change Flash's origin. I know that's kind of a cop out answer, but I think his origin is perfectly fine. I think it's unique and I think it's different. And I like the modern telling and I like the old telling. I think Flash's story is to find it the way it is. I don't think it needs to have a new origin. However, however, if I was to do like an Elseworld, like maybe an Earth One Flash, now that's a different story. If I was to change it for the sake of changing, Maybe I would have it be more of a cosmic ability, and the Flash is affected by this cosmic stream called the Nexus. Just kidding. But no, a cosmic effect or cosmic anomaly that affected him and caused him to become who he was. Characters, I would keep the traditional characters, but I would make the villain someone a little different. I don't know who I would make the villain. Turtle Man makes his epic return to the DCU, the slowest man alive. No. I don't know. I always like the idea of maybe the government being the villain, like some giant robot who can also go at super speeds, but also Flash doesn't have quite control over his powers. Something along that lines. Travis Edwards, Animal Man is not the avatar of the Red. His daughter is. Uh, plus, after the death of his son, he said he didn't want to do it anymore. Red Council. Um, did I say he was the avatar of the Red? I didn't mean to. If I did, um, didn't want. Is this a question? Animal Man is not the avatar of the Red. His daughter is. Plus, after the death of his son, he said he didn't want anything to do with the Red Council. Question. The Parliament of the Red? I'm a little confused. Please elaborate, because I'm still getting over being sick. Hey, it was 2 weeks ago I did my last video. Hey Andrew, three questions for you. First, have you ever met Neil Gaiman before? I have not, but he's on the list of people I would like to meet. Second, do you think the change to Wonder Woman origin story is a bad idea? What change are we talking about in particular? The New 52 origin or what? Because she really hasn't had an origin in New 52. Um, please elaborate on exactly what you mean by origin. Because as far as I'm concerned, her origin is pretty much the same. Maybe a little bit different. Maybe she didn't fight Ares, but I like to think it was roughly kept the same. Third, do you think there will be a series in the New 52 for Batman supporting characters like Gotham Central? God, I wish it was. Wouldn't it be great if they just had a Gotham PD comic, like Gotham Central 2, but it's Gotham PD? Be pretty cool. Just have it be pure crime, like Law and Order, CSI kind of shit. That'd be fun. Or even have a Bat Family book where it's just all the Batman members working together in some way. Duty Fan 11, when are you getting a new camera? No time soon because time is money and I only have, well, I don't have either. I guess I have time, but yeah, money. It's all money. This is convenient for me. I'm just gonna stick with this. Blue Lantern to 2814. Never mind. Guess my shop got. Oh, did you? He was asking if I picked up Justice League issue number 25. A little miscommunicate. And Tora Cube says, "I love your reviews," which thank you very much. That means a lot. So those are all the comments and questions for this week. I guess I'm gonna end this video here. Merry Christmas to all you guys out there. Happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, happy holidays, whatever holiday you basically celebrate. I celebrate Batman Day, where Batman goes to everyone's house, goes underneath their chimney, goes into their room, screams, "Are you naughty or nice?" It's really kind of good day. Celebrate everything that is Batman. But no, happy holidays to everyone, and enjoy your time off. Enjoy time with friends and family. I'm going to end this video here. This is Andrew saying peace out for now.